Category number 6 in the distance and online competence framework is the category of technology. And technology clearly plays an important role in the delivery of distance and particularly of online theological education. So the 3 competences that we have identified in this category are the ability to use online platforms, tools, and devices, the ability to produce media, and the ability to use online resources in distance and online theological education. So in terms of using online platforms, tools, and devices, this is a rather significant competence. It has to do with the ability to use a virtual learning environment. And clearly at the institutional level, this is a bigger picture competence where the institution needs to have competences to develop virtual learning environments that are conducive to teaching and learning. And so it is both the teachers and the designers that are putting together virtual learning environments. And so here the competence is not only to know how they should look, but also how they should work and what they can do. And this of course leads into the whole area of tools. What are some of the many tools that are available for distance and online education, communication tools, feedback tools, assessment tools, participation tools, collaboration tools, instructional tools. So what are they, how they can be used? This is part of this competence. And then the issue of devices as well. The devices that are used for distance and online education. Is it a smartphone? Is it a tablet? Is it a laptop? This is an important topic, and especially the topic of mobile learning and the advent of mobile phones, where in many cultures and many countries students will be studying on a mobile phone. So what is the competences needed in thinking about mobile learning as well? The second competence in the category of technology is to be able to produce media for distance and online theological education. Now, some theological educators may do this themselves, very similar to what I'm doing here. I'm producing a video on my own in my own study that is media for a course, and in some cases this may be video, it can be audio, it can be visual, it can be artwork, it can be sharing PowerPoints. Many sorts of media are explored in this competence. And what are some of the key abilities to be able to produce, for example, an instructional video like this one, which will be of good quality and will engage well with the students. So tips and suggestions for that. But also in this competence, at the institutional level, there may be an IT, a video producing team, there may be a media team, it depends on the size of your institution. So how do you work together with those people in producing media that are suitable for the learning design of the courses that are being delivered? And thirdly, the third competence is using online resources for distance and online theological education. And the observation here is that as we move forward, there are more and more very good resources available already online. We don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. So this has to do with content management, with being able, the competence to be able to find resources, then the ability to be able to use them in a course, and oftentimes the competence to contextualize these resources, to be able to recognize that some may be very good, but they're simply not suitable for a particular context, or that they may need to be in some ways addressed and commented on to make them usable for a particular context. So the ability, the competence here to use online resources and even tools. For example, there's a fantastic suite of tools that Google has put together that can be very useful in distance and online education. So these are the competences that have been identified in the area of technology, using online platforms, tools, and devices, producing media, and managing content that can be found on the internet.